Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm privileged to be in front of you today on behalf of TK. Thank you for having me. Today, I will talk about digital revolution in crewing and welfare management. I will discuss sharing thoughts about transforming crew welfare with digital applications, crew performance management, crewing operations, continuous digital education for crews. Before I begin, let me share a quote from Amartya Sen. Economic growth without investment in human development is unsustainable and it is unethical. The most important asset for every company is its employees. Moreover, for the shipping industry are seafarers. If we care of our seafarers, they will also care for our business. Why there is a need for transformation? The transformation will make our business sustainable. We need to invest in human capital as this means adopting digital transformation. Let me give you some data. 90% of world trade is moved by ships. With 1.5 million seafarers, Filipino crew has the highest count at 25%. ICS study shows that over 88% of maritime professionals believe that digital transformation will result in new ways of operating ships within 5 years. Despite 70% of operators installing internet access for the crew, only 30% provide streaming services in communal area. More than one-third of seafarers now consider access to digital technologies and connectivity as the most crucial factor when considering employment opportunities. Most maritime professionals believe that up to 75% of training and examinations will be delivered remotely within 5, and 1 in 5 believes this percentage could be even higher. Seafarers International Research Center, part of Cardiff University. Seafarers can benefit from onboard internet access. The life of seafarers is physically and mentally challenging. While many seafarers make considerable sacrifices to gain the qualification and experience that allow them to work at sea, and many enjoy their shipboard work, they nevertheless find themselves significantly less happy on board than when they are at home. What makes seafarers unhappy? Seafarers and academic studies identify shipboard factors producing sadness, including isolation, loneliness, lack of shore leave, fear of criminalization, fear of job loss, and separation from family. Research has identified ship-specific factors such as too much work, being unable to take shore leave, and poor food is depressing. Crew-related factors such as a bossy captain, discrimination, blame, poor relationship with superiors, fatigue, and boredom were also important. Free and limited internet access is essential to seafarers' happiness levels, and they have recognized the benefits of social and recreational activities in combating feelings of sadness and depression on board. Based on Drewry Maritime Research survey conclusions, many owners recognize the importance of well-being and impact to their business. Within this, there are limitations such as expense on internet access from the middle of the ocean, punctualing cost budgets, food storage availability, and practical restriction of living environment. With this in mind, employers always have provision to provide at least internet connectivity, which increases in case a family crisis assure. Training of catering crew to provide best food they can with supplies available is increasing. Many vessels have gyms, libraries, and cinemas facilities. As with other shipping areas, there is a balance between cost implications, and there will always be better and worse employers. Now, while the clamor of seafarers is an internet connection to stay connected, there is also negative implication that we need to manage. Bad news can also reach the seafarers as fast as thunder and lightning react. Therefore, training and awareness and financial wellness, mental wellness, and communication should always be applicable and extended to seafarers' families so they will be better understand proper communication. How long and often a proper communication? Communication should be based on quality rather than quantity. For example, maintain healthy communication with essential updates, happy thoughts, and plan progress. Open communication is vital, but somebody should always consider quality. Respect for one's another time is also essential. The maritime industry is a very high-pressured industry to work with. It differs from a 9-to-5 work. As soon as you go home, close the door, and play with the kids. In a ship, you're monitored within 24 hours a day. 6% of deaths at sea are suicides. 55% of shipping companies have no mental health and wellness policy. A study by Yale University, 35% of seafarers ask nobody for help when they are down and depressed. 25% are screened for anxiety and depression. 11% of seafarers are from Pacific region, particularly from the Philippines, were 4 times as likely to report workplace violence compared from Western Europe. Seafarers' Happiness Index, the ongoing barometer of issues on mental wellness. The happiness level for second quarter of 2022 is 5.59 out of 10. It was concerning drop from 6.5 in the first quarter. How do we manage our seafarers' well-being? What are the available tools? Depression and anxiety are crippling illnesses, struggling to perform a reasonable standard. Support groups are not present yet, and this is something that is spoken about openly. The mentality is toughen up and get through, but when you're dealing with mental illness, that is not an option. The second topic is performance management. At TK, we have introduced Seafarers' Competence for Operational Performance Excellence, or SCOPE. The diagram shows an overview of the SCOPE process components and how they contribute to TK competency standards. TK learning philosophy is that learning happens 60% on board through practical hands-on experience, 30% through peer interaction, coaching, mentoring, CBTs, and e-learnings, 10% from formal short courses ashore. The successful implementation of a crew performance management system can be an invaluable tool for management to assess the performance of its officers and seafarers. Alignment performance criteria to business strategy and objectives, and identify the training needs and development needs. The computational result reveals that at the first level of the evaluation model, ship-specific organizational culture and social impacts are the most determining factors for seafarers' work performance, followed by the work environment and job benefits. seafarers must embrace the idea of the purpose of performance management, which is ultimately communicated to improve performance. Individuals do good work when they know what is expected and receive helpful feedback and critical resources. The Vessel Balance Scorecard, or VBS, focus on key performance indicators that can be directly influence daily operations of the vessels, such as safety culture, reputation management, energy efficiency, cost leadership, reliability, and people engagement. The key performance indicator should be discussed and progress should be tracked. A combination of soft and hard skill and core values such as safety and sustainability, passion, integrity, reliability, innovation, and teamwork are necessary. With KPI in place, performance can be measured using data-driven result. Effective performance management system boosts ongoing communication between the individual and leadership team. My third topic is about crewing operations. At TK, we have marine personnel systems that takes care of office, seafarers, and vessel applications. Office crewing system, crew self-service, vessel onboard module system can all be accessed via computer or mobile device. Crew self-service would have update personal information and upload documents, check for travel details, view payslip, and complete expenses, monitor competence management progress, receive event notification. For onboard module, we have overtime entry tool, expense management tool, crew list, crew data, movements and documents, and country-specific forms. While schedule and mobilize would have qualification and OCIMF officers matrices, integration with travel agencies, schedule and planning tool. For payroll, we have wage scale, allotment and movement tool, crew expense tool, banking and financial integration. For recruitment, we have online application, documentation management and verification, notification to applicants, and recruitment team. Lastly, for training and development, we have course requirement matrix, training course management, and appraisal tool. The last topic concerns continuous digital education for crews regarding mental wellness. In my earlier slide, I mentioned caring for our seafarers who are essential assets to the shipping industry. Is there a requirement in shipping for continuous digital education for crews? More companies realize the importance of digital education for crew to address their wellness and well-being. What are the available programs? One example is Not on My Watch campaign by South Cross Support Services. The campaign is designed to raise awareness and encourage our workforce to speak up about harm, abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Critical to start to push forward, get people talking, and change view about mental health. The best starting point is education and training. Have we made this program accessible? Yes, for those with internet connection with vessels. Do we review the application and effectiveness of the program? It is probably based on surveys. Questions. Is it time to make wellness training mandatory for seafarers? What support groups can our seafarers rely on? In this case, in case they are needed. We need to empower seafarers to take control of their mental health. Seafarers International Research Center suggests seafarers can benefit from having good facilities for improvement in mental well-being, such as quality food, comfortable facilities like mattress and furniture to rest and sleep are good strategies to increase mental resilience of seafarers. Employment arrangement, anti-bullying, harassment policies, policies on returning to work after familiar mental disorder, shore leave for all ranks, employment contracts balancing work and leave, practices that restrict tour of duty to a maximum of 6 months. Training awareness, self-help guidance on improving mental resilience, training to create positive working environment. Managers should be trained to discuss workers' mental health and well-being. Organizational support, advice on identifying work-related risk factors for health, including mental confidential counseling services, environments that promote respectful interaction with seafarers, comprehensive health insurance services. At TK, we bring people back to the recreation room to build social fabric on board, to increase bonding and interaction. We create an atmosphere which facilitates staff to unwind after days' work. We have mental wellness training for ship staff and 2-day training program attended by shore staff. In conclusion, I have divided into 4 categories. First is communication. Though connectivity entails cost, we should also consider the great benefits for our seafarers. These are improved crew health and well-being, improvement of morale, less social isolation, workers' retention, and significantly increasing the seafarers' happiness index. Equally important is access to prompt and adequate medical care while working on board. Medical care comparable to that generally available to workers on shore. Telemedicine can help ships deliver this care. Second is necessary training for onboarding with families, including financial wellness as a #1 stressor issue in the family. The family members have accountability for expenses to save for rainy days. Third is facilities. Suitable accommodation will translate to good sleep, while good feeling will nourish our body, mind, and spirit. Improve recreational activities would great help exercise and make their bodies active for better health. Lastly, security and safety at work. Rewarding good performers, coaching and mentoring, those need to excel and level up. We should observe enough shore leaves and long hours of work to avoid fatigue that could lead to accident and anxiety. Thank you, everyone, and let us all stay healthy, physically and mentally together with our seafarers. Finally, let me share a video about mental health. Thank you and have a good day.